Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
Hey everyone, just know that you can use the promo code BROADS for $20 off of your SeatGeek's total purchase, so make sure you get yourself to a game. The Sixers are 4-0 to start the season. They take care of business against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and going into this game, two undefeated squads, both 3-0, going at it, and the Sixers controlled the entire game on the glass when they rebounded, on the scoreboard where they were up 20+ in this game, and even in the weight room as Joel Embiid and Karl-Anthony Towns go at it. Two legit 7-footers. No. They were not punches. It wasn't a serious boxing match. But two 7-footers intensely trying to bring each other to the ground. It was a very heated tussle. Now what sucks is Embiid will get suspended. And we have a little road trip here against some good basketball teams, and he will not be able to play. Now, at this very moment, I don't know what the suspension is, but clearly there's going to be some sort of penalty from the league. Al Horford, a little upset about it, and there's a picture of a freeze frame there of when everything was going down underneath the basket. Al Horford was 10 feet away, almost disgusted, like, come on, fellas, let's figure this out. This isn't what the game needs. He's being the dad of the group, the veteran. Cat was frustrated throughout the game because Embiid was bodying him down low, posting him up, being aggressive, putting his body into him, and scoring points and scoring buckets. Cat had 13 points. He shot a couple threes from the perimeter, but down low, Embiid was doing the bullying. And you can tell that he wasn't having it anymore. He was pissed off. So we gave him a shove, and things escalated pretty damn quickly. My favorite part of the moment, though, is after Embiid got up, he goes to the bench and daps up Mike Scott. And Mike Scott's giving him this look like, let's go, baby, let's go, I ain't no bitch, one of those. That's what he did. That's what he gave him. A standard Mike Scott quote. It was the best moment of the entire situation. Maybe the best moment was when Embiid got kicked out of the game. He brought everyone to their feet. He was fist pumping. He was getting the crowd so into it. That potentially could have been the best moment of it. But all around, what I take out of it is, and Brett Brown spoke about this to the media afterwards, sometimes there are real moments, legit authentic moments with a team where you see a bond. And this was that. This was a moment where Ben Simmons stepped up and was helping Joel Embiid. Other players got in the mix to make sure that Embiid was okay. They were sticking up for their teammates in the middle of a battle. You can't make up certain spots for this to happen. This was one in the middle of a game. Things escalated and it got real hot. It was heated. What do you do in that moment? You don't have time to think about it. You don't have time to process it. What are you going to do? You have guys running down the court, full speed, making sure Embiid's okay. You're sticking up for your teammates. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I'm hoping Ben Simmons does not get some sort of suspension because he had Karl-Anthony Towns in a headlock there, but it wasn't an aggressive headlock. It was more of a, hey, let's calm things down, and he's just making sure nothing else gets going. He was trying to hold Cat down to the ground so no one else would get involved and there would not be any more fighting between him and Joel Embiid. But there was more to it than just a fight, of course. The Sixers won the game, and like I said, they dominated. Didn't Minnesota learn not to mess with the Rocky Steps? If you didn't know, before the game, the Timberwolves put out this tweet of them going to the Rocky Steps and celebrating. Don't you remember what happened in the NFC Championship game when the Vikings came to town and thought the whole skull thing would work out for them? Well, I hate to break it to you, it just doesn't work. It's not something you should do. There's no benefits out of it. You might just get abused that game. Just saying, statistics will show you that you probably will. Robert Covington came back to Philly for this one. It's a weird discussion with Robert Covington. There's fans that loved him. There's fans that hated him. I was on the hate him side. He stinks. That's just my opinion. All right, I thought he was awful. And you saw that tonight. There were a couple times where he tried to put the ball on the floor and he tries to do a layup and he missed completely. Oh, that's what I remember from him. And one sequence cracked me the hell up. He pulled up from half court, straight brick, wasn't even close, hit the backboard, nowhere even close to the rim. So realistically, it wasn't even a brick. I mean, it just hit the side of the backboard and it turns into a transition three for Furkan Korkmaz. Let that settle in. And speaking of Furkan Korkmaz, what a game out of the kid. What a game out of the bench as a whole. But Furkan Korkmaz with 17 points, a big dunk, 3 threes. You could see his release is quicker. There's a couple things that he needed to work on over the offseason, and one was defense, and the second was his release. He is catching and shooting a lot faster. Today, he was a little effective off the bench. How about Furkan Korkmaz making the most of his minutes? But there were other bench players. James Ennis grabbing 11 rebounds. He was all over the glass. Now, the Sixers thrived with second chance opportunities and grabbing rebounds. You're going to win basketball games when you win those departments. We also held our opponent to under 100 points once again. You're going to win games when you do that. Matisse Thybulle coming off the bench, 9 points, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, the kid has it. The kid has the defensive intensity. He has the speed. He has the recovery. He has the hands. He continues to be a pest and annoying to play against every single game. He also knocked down a 3 as well. We shot 36% from 3, so that's something I want to continue to look at as the games move forward here, because we haven't statistically shot a good 3-point percentage so far this season, and we're going to have to start knocking down shots, and we shot 36% today. Out-rebounded the Timberwolves by 22. We dominate on the glass. It's wild. It's a mindset. Rebounding is work ethic. If you want to that badly, you will get the rebound. Clearly, this team has the correct mindset because we are consistently grabbing these rebounds and getting the ball in our hands and getting these possessions. That can't go unnoticed. That is something that we are thriving at on top of our elite defense. Watching Ben Simmons play defense, it's crazy. It's wild. Now, Ben Simmons had 16.7 assists, and when we're up 20, everyone's getting antsy when he has the ball on the offensive side of the court. Shoot, shoot, shoot. If Ben Simmons pulled up with 2 minutes left in a basketball game when the Sixers are up 22 points, what the hell does that do for you? Because it doesn't do anything for me. That's nonsense. There should be no antsiness. Does he need to shoot more? I think we all agree he needs to shoot more, and we expected him to have a little bit more already dialed in so far this season based off of everything we saw in the videos and from preseason. It's not there right now. I'm not saying it won't ever be, but it's not to where I'd like it to be. But what are you getting out of a 22-point lead jump shot with 2 minutes left? That shows me nothing. That tells me nothing. So for the fans in the building to get all wired up because of that, I don't understand. I can't comprehend it. The points in the paint for the Sixers, 60. And that's with Joel Embiid getting kicked out of this game. So it would have been even more. We would have dominated even more in the post. Al Horford had 16 boards. The guy's just a veteran. He's a leader. At one point, he's grabbing these rebounds with one hand, palming the ball, and kicking it out for a nice little fast break. Al Horford is so good. It almost goes unnoticed because it's nonchalant plays. It's standard little things that when you have good basketball IQ, you just do. It's something that goes unnoticed. It's not flashy. It doesn't stand out. It's the little tiny things. Grabbing a rebound, boxing out, making an outlet pass. It's so unbelievable to watch as he grabs 16 rebounds. Embiid had 19 points in his 20 minutes. Tobias, 18 points, 9 rebounds. You're seeing him starting to find a little bit of rhythm with his role, we all compare what he was last year to this year with the whole Jimmy Butler situation. You're starting to see him maybe be a little bit more aggressive and taking more of a leadership role. And that's exactly what we paid him to do. But you're seeing him take it hard to the basket. You're seeing him taking these looks that last year you just didn't see him do. Not the best night for Josh Richardson, to be honest with you. It didn't stand out to me to a crazy degree, offensively speaking. But I think he's still trying to figure out what his identity is on this team, because at times he's playing off the ball, then he is playing on the ball, and when is he going to be, primary ball handler and looking to set up plays, and when is he going to be a shooter from the perimeter? And it's a weird spot to be into with a new team, and we all know the spacing on the floor is a little bit out of whack at the moment. So with that being said, I still think Josh Richardson needs some time to figure out what his identity is. He's a pest, though, defensively. He gets in the lanes. He's not afraid to be annoying and get his hands out there. We all know that. So I'm just trying to see, moving forward, what Josh Richardson is going to be down the line. He's so versatile. That's the thing. One night it's this, the next night it's that. He can do so many different things. It's wild, and it's so entertaining to watch. So the next game is in Portland. And Portland is a very good basketball team. We know about their backcourt. They have a great backcourt. Once again, we don't know where Joel Embiid is going to be in terms of being suspended. I would assume he will not be playing the next basketball game. Looking at the Minnesota squad, though, Andrew Wiggins. Remember Andrew Wiggins, winless for Wiggins? He's so He really is. He's so lethargic. It seems like he doesn't care. His body language is just like, I'm just going out there and playing basketball. He doesn't have the it factor. Thank the Lord we did not end up with Wiggins after the win list for Wiggins. I can't stand watching the kid play. He doesn't move the needle for me. It's almost as if I watch him play and think it's such a waste of talent. Like there was so much potential there. His athleticism, his ability to make plays. Where is it? I guess if you don't have the full heart to do it, that full will, you're not going to reach that level. And that's what it seems like is the problem with Andrew Wiggins. I can't get over Korkmaz, though. The tilt was entertaining, of course. At the end of the day, is it dumb? It is a little bit dumb, not going to lie. Joel Embiid needs to know that he can't put himself in those positions, right? I mean, he's going to hurt his team since he's going to be suspended. We can't be having that. We need Joel Embiid there. He needs to know. I'm sure Al Horford, the veteran, is going to be talking to him. And when you have guys like Mike Scott edging it on, and then you have someone like Al Horford, it's a weird mix. But Al Horford is right in this situation. As much as we loved it and it was entertaining and it was hype, at the end of the day, you can't put yourself in that position. He engaged with Karl-Anthony Towns. If Cat's frustrated and starts pushing and shoving him, just embrace it. Laugh it off. Laugh in his face. You know you have the best of him in the game, right? So why get yourself all worked up and put your hands on him? Do your best to think about your teammates and think about this team moving forward, because this team is way bigger than what Karl-Anthony Towns thinks in the middle of a game in October, right? It was fun. I get it. It was fun. I'm dancing in the beginning of the video and I'm throwing punches just to be a jokester. But he doesn't need to do that, because he's hurting the team at the end of the day. So I can't get over Korkmaz. Back to that. I started with the Korkmaz thing before I got onto the fight. 17 points, hitting the threes. At times he got a little bit excited when he was feeling hot and tried this one fadeaway three and it came up short. And I was thinking, Korkmaz, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get too happy. Don't start chucking up shots because you're feeling a little hot. But he had himself a nice game, right? So, yeah, just funny. It's just funny. Furkan Korkmaz. Can't get enough of it. All right, well, we'll see. There's only one thing we can do right now, and it's wait. It's wait. The storyline, other than the fight, is the Sixers just straight up dominated. Minnesota was never involved in this game at all. We got out to a nice run. After the fight, there was a little surge by Minnesota. They sort of gave a little push, but it was never anything too serious. The Sixers always had an answer eventually and kind of blew the score back up. One thing that can't go unnoticed, the rebounding. The rebounding is key to why this team has been so successful. We're getting those possessions. We're working our ass off on the defensive side. We're grabbing the rebounds. We have the will. The team just feels different. It looks different. We can always get better. We can always develop more. But there's a vibe coming off of this team. They're very professional. They're focused. They have the same goal. They know what they can do. They understand that they're deep. James Ennis giving the 11 rebounds in this basketball game off the bench. Finding ways to get to the rim. This team has the it factor. I talked about Andrew Wiggins not having it. This team as a whole, it seems to have it. So let me know what you think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.